Okay, next. Hi, okay, your name is Hyaluronic Acid. Okay, tell me about your strengths and weaknesses and why we should hire you. Everyone calls me the best humectant because I have a very strong ability to pull water and then hold on to it, even up to 1,000 times my weight. So people go crazy for me. So I think it's really lucky for you guys to have me. I also have a very low chance of irritation because I'm already present in humans' body. So whenever they topically apply me, they don't really get irritated because I'm basically like one of them. Yeah. No flaws or no weaknesses? It's hard to say. No, not really. Sounds good? Sounds good. Wait a minute. I found some stuff on her. Let me expose her. If hyaluronic acid is such a perfect guy, why do people still struggle from dehydration and dryness? Because hyaluronic acid is pretty commonly found in our everyday skincare products. You might actually be using it. It got me curious after seeing these diversified and modified ingredients from hyaluronic acid itself. I think it kind of triggered my thought hyaluronic acid itself might not be a perfect guy after all. So there are 4 interesting flaws or facts that I found across reading some papers and some researches. It was very interesting. Number 1, it's very environment dependent. I talked about this in one of my previous videos, saying that hyaluronic acid is not a water self-generating ingredient. So if you live in Singapore and you apply hyaluronic acid on top of your skin, it does have a constant stream of moisture particle that it can pull from. So it's going to hold onto the moisture sustainably for a very long period of time, so therefore you have a very plump and hydrated skin. However, if you're going to apply hyaluronic acid serum in a deserted area like Colorado or Arizona where there's really little to almost no moisture particle in the air, it actually pulls out the water inside your skin to plump up the surface temporarily, meaning that it can actually dry out your skin, in other words. So if you want to get the most out of hyaluronic acid serum, you might want to apply it while you're in the bathroom, after a shower, where there's more humidity in the air, or you can invest in a humidifier and then, I don't know, make your environment a little bit more humid. Interesting fact number 2 is that hyaluronic acid is very big. It doesn't really penetrate into the deepest layer of the skin, or it does penetrate, however the amount is significantly little. So that's another limitation of topically applied hyaluronic acid. Where we really obtain that long-lasting sustainable hydration is that when hyaluronic acid is actually present in the dermis layer, which is the deepest layer of our skin. Thankfully, we already do have a solution for this, which is the multimolecular weight of hyaluronic acid, or hydrolyzed hyaluronic acid. If there's a flaw in a perfect looking cosmetic ingredient like this, cosmetic chemists and scientists will jump onto it. They will try to solve the problem because that's what they do. They try to mince it up and basically made it into a smaller molecule size so it's more penetratable. When we're talking about hyaluronic acid, it's really all about where it gets deposited on top of the surface, or in the middle, or in the deepest layer of the skin. So another interesting fact about topically applied hyaluronic acid is that it can degrade so quickly upon application. In order to understand what this means, we need to understand how hyaluronic acid works inside our body. So hyaluronic acid has such a dynamic turnover rate. So I read up that hyaluronic acid inside our blood, it only lasts up to 3 to 5 minutes, and also hyaluronic acid inside our skin doesn't last a single day, meaning that even though we figured out a way how to safely inject and deposit hyaluronic acid molecule, it gets turned over every single day, or even shorter than that. In other words, it just means that it's going to go to the garbage bin. So before I explain the fact number 4, we need to understand what CD44 is. This guy sounds like a virus name on your computer. CD44 is basically a partner inside your skin that works together with hyaluronic acid. So let's say hyaluronic acid is like a package that FedEx guy delivers. If there's no one inside the house that can receive the package, this FedEx guy is going to go back, or this package is useless, right? Because there's no one who can receive perceive it. So CD44, this guy is like a boyfriend of hyaluronic acid, so they need to be working together, and when they're in a relationship, hyaluronic acid is more stabilized and she can actually work as a good moisturizer and a lubricator. And then also this boyfriend CD44 can regulate the turnover rate of hyaluronic acid, so it's very, very important. However, as we age, we not only use the hyaluronic acid inside our body, we also decrease in the CD44 inside our bodies. After reading all of these, I kind of felt really, really hopeless on applying hyaluronic acid topically. The money I spend in buying hyaluronic acid! But there is an interesting thing happening in the skincare industry because this is a major issue with a perfect ingredient. Cosmetic chemists are developing and currently working on a lot of new ingredients like precursors and a lot of compounds that can go inside our skin and can boost the production of hyaluronic acid and CD44 inside our skin naturally. So it basically stimulates the synthesis of hyaluronic acid and CD44. Now, these ingredients show very little data on how it can actually work because it is fairly new ingredient and there's not an extensive amount of scientific research on these precursors, but there are definitely hopes that I saw reading a lot of papers backing up their experiment, backing up the efficacy of these precursors. Can I just say it was really hard for me to come across and find a product that addresses these issues and really contain the active ingredients that can boost the production of hyaluronic acid and CD44, but I found one from SkinMedica which is called HA+B5 Rejuvenating Hydrator. It contains encapsulated hyaluronic acid, which means that it's going to release very, very slowly inside your skin. So it gives you a more long-lasting and sustainable hydration, and they use different weights of hyaluronic acids. And there is an ingredient called HA+5, which is the fairly new like high-tech ingredient that they use. So that guy will stimulate the production of hyaluronic acid as well as CD44, and it also has peptides and antioxidants for anti-aging. So it is a great serum. However, the price tag was very, very expensive. Then I came across this guy from NIOD. NIOD is made by DECIEM, which is the same parent company of The Ordinary. So MMHC, which is multimolecular hyaluronic complex, which sounds very complicated. I think they did a really poor job in describing or educating their customers because I had a hard time understanding what they actually use. They do use precursors that basically boost the production of hyaluronic acid and CD44 inside your skin. And on top of that, it does use the multimolecular weight of hyaluronic acid, meaning that they use different sizes of hyaluronic acid, depositing in one on top, depositing one in the middle, and one in the deepest layer of the skin. So it gives you a more sustainable, long-lasting hydration. Let's compare these two from the same company. This is the NIOD MMHC and this is the Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid 2% B5. The same base is multimolecular hyaluronic acid, so this guy still uses diversified weight of hyaluronic acid, and however, as we learned, it will get degraded upon application because of our fast turnover rate inside our body. It will go into the rubbish bin, so this will be a little bit more hydrating than any other hyaluronic acid, just normal ones. However, if you're thinking about a little bit long term, or if you really want to maximize the benefit of using a hyaluronic acid serum, I would say go for this. I'm not going to say I'm seeing visible results because it will show in a very long term. However, if we're comparing these two, I would definitely go for this. One thing before I wrap up. So I came across numerous hyaluronic acid toners or essences claiming that they use 100% or 50% or a very, very high percentage of hyaluronic acid. And I looked into it and they come in a very, you know, just normal toner like water, liquid. What they're saying is that they filled the bottle 100% with only the hyaluronic acid solution. However, it doesn't necessarily mean that the potency of the actual hyaluronic acid that is mixed in that solution is going to be 100%. It might be 1%, 2%, we really don't know. They're just claiming that they didn't use any other filler ingredients inside the formulation of that skincare bottles. I don't know, does that make sense? It is a little bit too misleading in my opinion. I was really, really annoyed when I saw that, so I hope you guys don't think that you're getting 100% pure hyaluronic acid. Something to watch out. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. Please share this video with your friends and family because I think this little share button will possibly make a little impact in the skincare industry, because I think there's a lot of things to change, I guess. So yeah, I will talk to you guys on my Instagram, which is @aboutliahu, and I will talk to you guys soon in my video. Bye.
Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Jenny from the block. Used to have a little, now I have a lot. No matter where